Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
Authorities are investigating a weekend crash in the northwest part of Sioux Falls. It happened near Madison and Ellis Road Sunday night. According to Sioux Falls police, authorities were looking for some people wanted on warrants when the car crashed.
Police say the driver took off. 2 other people in the car were taken to the hospital and later arrested. Multiple agencies were on scene, including the Highway Patrol and the Minnehaha County Sheriff's Office. A Rapid City man involved in an undercover sex trafficking operation during the 2020 Sturgis motorcycle rally is headed to federal prison.
Monday, a judge sentenced Christopher Trow to 14 years behind bars, followed by supervised release for the rest of his life. Trow thought he was meeting a 13-year-old girl, but it was actually an undercover agent.
We also have an update on a second Rapid City man arrested during that same undercover operation.
Documents filed Monday say Travis McDonald plans to plead guilty to attempted receipt of child pornography. He'll face 5 to 20 years in federal prison.
Turning to weather now with meteorologist Scott Munt. Another warm day in store for us, Scott.
And we're looking at warm temperatures throughout much of western, central, and southeastern KELOLAND, as temperatures will be well above average. This will happen with partly sunny skies. Clouds will be a little thicker today as compared to what we had yesterday. Forecasting a high in Sioux Falls at 60. In Aberdeen, we'll go 39. Partly sunny skies, northeast wind, helping to keep the cooler air in place in northeastern South Dakota. In central KELOLAND, 63. In Pierre today, northwest wind of 10 to 20. And western South Dakota, Rapid City's high at 67. Brian Carsons will have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. A bill that would make South Dakota one of the hardest places to get abortion pills is advancing in the legislature. A committee passed HB 1318, sending it to the full Senate. The proposal requires people to go to 3 doctor's appointments to receive 2 abortion pills.
Governor Kristi Noem signed an executive order similar to this legislation. That rule is currently being blocked in the courts following a lawsuit from Planned Parenthood and the ACLU. Monday, the same Senate committee unanimously rejected Representative Steve Haugaard's proposal, which would have banned abortion pills in the state. A House committee has rejected a bill that would legalize recreational marijuana in South Dakota. Before
a vote, lawmakers heard nearly an hour of testimony from both sides on the debate.
This is the face of an illicit cannabis market. This is what those 82,000 loved ones, friends, and family are buying. A bag with no label and no idea what's inside of it.
The criminals aren't going to go away just because we legalize recreational marijuana. They'll still be here. Why? Because it's so profitable.
In the end, the House State Affairs Committee voted 8 to 3, sending the bill to the 41st legislative day, effectively killing it. Online drawing classes will be offered throughout the month of March to provide kids with a mental health art break.
Every Tuesday afternoon, kids will have the opportunity to sit down on a Zoom call for a free 45-minute drawing lesson. Whether your child is a great artist or not, they encourage everyone to give the class a try.
You never know until you try it, and it's a safe space. Everybody is there to kind of just do their own thing, but again, having some supports around them and find a positive outlook for the day.
They hope these classes help the kids to relieve some stress and worry. As people gear up for March Madness, there's a competition brewing in downtown Sioux Falls. Local breweries will be competing for the 6th annual Mash Madness.
It starts today and runs through the end of the month. You can vote for your favorites on the DTSF Digital Passport app. The winning brewery will receive bragging rights and a traveling trophy.
The Great Plains Zoo in Sioux Falls is ready to name its baby squirrel monkey. Crews have narrowed it down to 4 choices: NJ, or Ned Jr., in honor of the baby's father, Miri, Lolo, and Keiko. You can vote for your favorite name starting today. Each vote costs $5.
The money will go toward the primates at the zoo. The winning name will be announced March 18th. The baby is still riding on its mother's back, so the zoo does not know the sex of the baby just yet.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Carstens. Brian?
All right, weather it is, and you see here today, temperatures 30s, 40s to kick off the morning, and we're back way above normal today. Sioux Falls probably gets close to 60, and mid and upper 60s near 70 along the Nebraska-South Dakota border. Meanwhile, the Northeast, it's just kind of tough here. You've got a lot more snow on the ground, Sisseton north, and then that wind change to the Northeast makes all the difference there. So only about 30 for high in Sisseton today. I do expect more clouds lingering there. Tonight, we kind of feature this change around on the wind, too, for more folks. So Sioux Falls, instead of being 60, we'll cut that closer to 50 tomorrow. Still not a bad day, but just not quite as warm. And then, of course, clouds are thicker, too, as we progress from, well, from north to south. They'll kind of spill in from that direction. Now, Thursday, there is a sliver of moisture here. This is kind of just a feature that develops in response to the contrast in temperature. The jet stream winds are kind of flowing right through here, and so that gives us kind of these little narrow corridors to watch. We'll see if any of these kind of flare up. Maybe a couple of inches of snow might be a question mark on a couple of these spots. I don't think it's going to be much more than a nuisance, but we do need to make sure we tell you about that as it remains cold in Sisseton. And then by Thursday afternoon, look at Pine Ridge. Could be close to 60 again. So we're not going to exactly lose all this mild air. The thing about Friday, though, it really hinges on the low pressure track. Temperatures are still debatable here, especially in our southern areas as we watch that warm air to our south and also the thunderstorms that may develop with it. I would not be shocked if Sioux Falls had a little thunder and lightning on Saturday. I think the best bets of storms will be in the Hawkeye State. Central Iowa already under a severe weather outlook for Saturday. Meanwhile, back in KELOLAND, look at the snow on the backside of the low, and there's probably going to be a narrow mix band of some icing and sleet. Now, exactly where that happens, we're just a little early. I'm putting this out there just to kind of give you some ideas about that track, and I fully expect there will be some modifications to that map as we move toward the weekend. So keep an eye on it. We will do the same here in the Storm Center. 67 today in Yankton, your forecast. Only 30 in Sisseton, the 7-day forecast. Well, we dropped quite a bit Thursday, 37 with that chance of snow in the morning. Friday's probably back in the 40s, and then we'll gear up for a stiff east wind, some rain, and then eventually a mix changing to snow on Saturday. More details to come, probably wrapping it up on Sunday morning with a colder start to next week. Good chance of snow in Aberdeen. The latest indicators right now are for some plowable snows across parts of eastern and central South Dakota. We need the moisture, so we'll take what we can get for that. And I do think Pierre could stand some snow, probably looking at some wind too with this. So as March systems typically do, they like to change. And so we'll continue to refine the forecast. Rapid City, good chance of snow Saturday. Probably the bullseye, still east of Rapid like we talked yesterday, but certainly trends are a little more west too. Find out more details, a lot more to say with our weather update right now at KELOLAND.com.